I was put in an unenviable position last session. Unenviable, that's such a hard word to say. I was put in an unenviable position last session. I had to deliver an info dump. For those of you unfamiliar, an info dump is when the dungeon master heaps a bunch of exposition onto the players somewhat artificially. A character makes a history check about a particular dwarven king and is then inundated with every minor detail of their 60-year reign. Sometimes, rarely, an info dump like this can be refreshing, especially if the party is stuck, but by and large, this is something to be avoided. Why? Well, improperly done, an info dump is very detached from player agency. Often, the information conveyed by an info dump is intelligence the party very much needs to complete the adventure, but otherwise has no way of discovering or inferring on their own. The only way for them to learn that information is to listen patiently while the dungeon master laboriously explains it all. Not ideal. How did I get stuck in that situation? Well, it's complex, but thanks to factors not entirely in my control, the players met the Queen of the Elves, an important, influential, and most of all knowledgeable NPC. And, as is their wont, the players questioned the Queen. And the Queen, who has reason to cooperate with them, told them everything she knew. Which is how I wound up explaining to the players the elaborate history of the Elven Kingdom's war, the sentient artifact secretly pulling all the strings, and even the Queen's troubled relationship with her mother, the previous Queen. I was inwardly cringing the whole time, knowing that there had to be a better way to communicate all this information to them. What's funny, though, is that after the session, one of the players mentioned that it was one of the most fun sessions they'd had thus far. Partially, I think, because it finally answered some questions they'd had, connected some clues, and gave them a little direction. One thing in favor of the session was that info dump was not technically coming from me. It was coming from the Queen, which means that everything they learned was colored from her perspective. She relates things as she understands them, or better yet, as she wishes the party to understand them, and hers is by no means an objective view. Quite the opposite. If you're going to info dump, that's how I recommend it. What did I learn? Avoid dumping exposition on your players if you can. If you can't, deliver that exposition from the mouth of a potentially untrustworthy NPC to encourage them to do their own research. Hey, thank you so much for watching that video. Trust me, there's plenty more where that came from. If you like the channel, please consider subscribing, and you can even follow us on Twitter and Patreon. Look for the links below in the description. Thanks for watching.